from you, your takeaways, any sharing, or would you like to connect with the real life examples? So I'm very eagerly waiting for your sharing. So over to you. You're most welcome. Yes, ma'am. Kindly introduce and then you can give your sharing, ma'am.
The yummy lunch, I believe.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, I am Pumati from Vadapalni campus. I think I have been doing UHV in different names, maybe as a value education, as professional ethics. The last part, what we have done, like what we are doing for the environment, we had one topic in our professional ethics, that is sustainability goals. That's what even UN is asking all the youngsters to focus on. So whatever the inventions that today that people have for the future, they should have in mind that should not affect the environment. That should be the major focus. I think that we have been doing it, and that should be validated more, because we are teaching all the engineering students, because they will have the mindset to come out with a lot of inventions and innovations. I think we have to insist on the point. Because we cannot just enjoy everything and just go. We have to live this place for others. That initiation should be there. Maybe that should be contributed. So that's what we have been doing under professional ethics as such. Maybe with UHV concepts, we could take it for students, and we could do it with the UHV sessions that we'll be offering to our students in the next semester onwards. So we have been doing it in a different names as such. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Pumati, ma'am. Ma'am, what you have told is exactly true, ma'am. And also our institution is also focusing on SDG goals also, Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 goals in which our students are also focusing. I hope every universities or we are also focusing on those 17 goals. So one of the goal ma'am told, right. So in that also we can able to apply this UHV concepts also in those goals also. Thereby we can induce or trigger our students in their innovation also. So that would be fine. Very good, ma'am. Nice, ma'am. And more or less we can able to find so many waste management, and even our government is also insisting the disposal of waste, that is segregation of solid waste, liquid waste. So we are doing everything. That is, I hope we are doing from our side. Yeah, Swachh Bharat, Clean India, there are so many things which in practice. So we are practicing and segregating the waste from our domestic. So I hope everyone is doing that also. Very nice, ma'am. Then any other sharing from your side? Any one of you, those who didn't open up, kindly you can open up in this forum. So this is a forum, so where you can open up yourself. So just whatever you are willing, you can say. You can share any. Yes, sir. Yes, please, sir.
Yes, I would like to share a few small things. Being a chemist, I am very happy to share my things on different streams of people. Normally in footpath, we used to take bhajis or even breakfast or anything. People doesn't aware of that. In printing press, they will be using lead sulfide chemical. Actually, lead sulfide will be having direct affinity towards oil. We will be seeing black spots on our bhaji. Suppose if they are supplying the bhaji on newspaper, definitely it will be having a black spots. That means directly we will be taking lead. Okay, lead sulfide is and lead is a carcinogenic thing, heavy metal, and we should not, and try to avoid. And even if in our surroundings, if you see anywhere else this type of practice, please bring an awareness in them and try to avoid. And one more thing, cadmium. Each cigarette will be having 40 micrograms of cadmium, and even if you consume 100 cigarettes, you see 1 milligram will be, and 1 milligram of cadmium is very heavy. And as per WHO or UNO organization, 1 milligram of any heavy metal greater than 1 milligram, if our body has that, and it will have an adverse effect on our health. And that is one more thing. And in kitchen, normally people will keep mostly this side, maybe, or even this side also, okay, don't take it in other way. Silver and German silver and stainless steel, different types of metals. If they are keeping in one place, what will happen maybe for a couple of days without usage, what will happen, they will get corroded. That is the one more thing. And without washing, and even if it for looking it will be, and it may be biocorrosion or normal corrosion. That is one more thing. And energy and water, these are the two important things in our life, we know well. And 80% of the diseases will be coming only due to water. Okay, we should aware of this thing, and while taking water and what is there in our plate and what we are drinking, that we should be very aware of that, because this mostly people will be using RO plants in their home, and they assure that they are drinking good water, but you don't know the quality of what type of RO membranes you are using in home, whether properly they are replacing them or they are doing service or not. People doesn't have an awareness on it, and try to see the quality of water what you are taking. Okay, water is the only 80% of the diseases. This is not my word, it is an as per UNO and WHO report I am talking. 80% of the diseases will be coming due to only water. Okay, because of the only water we are getting 80% of the diseases, remaining 20% we are not. And one more thing, battery disposal. You see that organic things, if you are disposing it to the environment, what will happen, automatically it will be converted into carbon dioxide and other things. I feel organic thing may not be a big issue, because even though it may be liberating carbon dioxide, though we know carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, but inorganic things, as we are batteries or any metal related things, if you are disposing into the environment, I will tell you in one example. In 2-3 years back in Andhra, Eluru village, city called, unknowingly they have disposed, few people have disposed lead acid battery in the nearby water. What happened, due to the flood, that accumulated lead has come into the nearby water bodies, and that water has entered into the pipeline. It is a drinking pipeline, and for identification of the effect of the lead, it took them for 2 weeks. They don't know it is an effect of lead. Okay, a lead acid battery disposal, and even if you are using in your home lithium batteries and whatever the inorganic things, we should be very, very careful while disposing into maybe in open place, or while keeping into our maybe kitchen dustbin. We should be very clear on it. And one more thing, as per our Indian practice, we will be taking food with hand. Okay, that is a good thing. Why? I will tell you the scientific reason behind in it. Our mother will be feeding with hand, and we will be taking the same food with spoon. We feel only mother feed food will be very tasty. The reason for this, scientific reason is, we are activating the food. That means we are supplying energy to the food, and it was activated. Any activated material will be tasty, but mother will be applying a force. That is, unknowingly she will be applying a force, and still she will be activating the food, and that's what mother hand food will be very tasty. And being an Indian, most 80% of the people will be having a practice of taking food with hand. I hope we should not leave that. We should not give up. We should not leave that practice, because we are activating it. That means 10, 20, 30% of the food we are digesting in our hand. After that, we will be activating in our mouth. And it is a step-by-step thing, and don't try to take your food with a spoon. Okay, all these are the things I would like to, from my perception, I would like to tell, because you are from different stream. I am from chemistry stream. That's what I have written the things. I think you don't get bored. Okay, with this. Okay, and that's it.
And
Thank you for
sir,
giving this
thank you
opportunity.
so much for the awareness which you have given for us, because most of us unknowingly we might have taken, but now we have got awareness, sir. Mostly long back we don't purchase outside food itself, bhaji, bonda and all. But nowadays, the small students, the small kids, they are willing to have, even our college students are willing to have only the outside food. So that practice should be changed from our home onwards. And like what you are told, taking the food through our mothers, my mom used to say, she will be preparing the food with love and affection. So that is why the food is good, she used to say. I used to say, Mom, your food is very nice than the preparation of outside, I used to say. She used to give only this explanation, because she is also giving the importance for herself. I don't know self at that time, and now only I came to understand what she is coming to say. Thank you so much for recalling that. Thank you, sir. Then ma'am is willing to share something. Welcome, ma'am. Shall I give this mic?
Okay, ma'am, no problem. So this is Dr. Pungode from SRM. I just want to tell my suggestion only. So the thing is, what I came across. So at the time of marriage, we have, as Sir said, we have more preconditions with some intentions, like assumption that mother-in-law will be always the terror, and sister-in-law, we should not allow her to our house because mother-in-law will give the higher priority to sister-in-law. So we should limit all those things. So with these preconditions, I got married, and that same assumption was there in my mind for 1 or 2 years. And whenever my sister-in-law came my home, I was seeing there in that intention. And I was looking at my mother-in-law also with the same intention, whether she is giving the higher priority to my sister-in-law and his kids. I made a mistake that I fight with. I have to accept my mistakes, right? I fight with my husband that your mother is giving higher priority to your sister, hereafter she should not come. She said, okay, to avoid the mistakes, he said, okay, and she said to her mother also, hereafter our sister should not come here often. This happened. I'm accepting my mistake. And after that, I realized in Chennai, how many of your neighbors will speak with you? They will close the door. We will be alone in our house. My sister-in-law, she needs a relationship. She needs her brother. She needs her mother. She needs me. She stopped to come to our home. She's just 2 kilometers from our house. After that, her kids, both of her kids was studied in the school which is available, which is very nearby my home. They even will not come to our house. Really, I feel very guilty. After that, I realized I was there in my home. My husband is there. My mother-in-law is there. What about my mother-in-law's inner peace? Whether I'm happy, will she? I stopped her. I stopped my sister-in-law. Whether my mother-in-law will be take care of me with inner happiness? No, right? So after that, I realized, and I spoke with my mother-in-law that I have done this mistake. I need the relationship. I need all around. Since I am coming from a small village nearby Tirunelveli district, I want the relationship. I have done my mistake, Atai. Hereafter, I won't do it. My father-in-law is no more from my husband, 7 years old. My husband has taken all his family needs, sister studies, brother studies, everything. Then what is the mindset of my sister-in-law? She said me one day, Annie, your husband is my father. Because I don't remember my father since he is no more from my 3 years old. What a blended mistake I have done. So after that I realized, at that time I did not attend UHV, I don't know about UHV. I realized myself, self-analysis. I want to give the higher priority always to me and my kid in my native. So that is why I'm getting everything for my child, from my native, from my mother, from my family, very big family. But I didn't give this to my sister-in-law. Then I realized, I asked sorry to her and asked her, hereafter every Friday, I'll come to your home. Next Friday, you come to my house.
Shift போட்டீங்க.
Yes. So at the time of lockdown, she called me and she said that, Annie, I hear them seeing the news that Corona is everywhere. I'm afraid of that. If you don't mind, shall I come to your home with my kids? I said, you come here. And I want to set about like materialization also, the physical property. We are saying that if many people are coming to our home, we cannot manage. Okay, so at that time, due to this Corona, we lost our job. I was in maternity break. My husband's job also went. He lost his job also. We did not have anything in our hand. My husband said, why you are asking her to come here?
Madam, kindly brief it.
Okay,
Thank you.
So the thing is, we realized the relationship, understanding and everything. Yesterday, many of you appreciated her. My mother-in-law is with me and she is taking care of me very well. This is what the reason.
Ma'am, now understood, ma'am.
If you are understanding, if you are giving the respect to the feeling, then she will be with us.
Great, ma'am, great, right, understanding. Ma'am, actually, universal human values is not, that is, no one is going to teach for us. It's already inherent within us.
We have to analyze it.
We are the problem, we are the solution, ma'am. So once if we have this clarity with the right understanding, we can able to understand what is correct, what is wrong. But we don't know the technical words, natural acceptance, right understanding, we don't know. Everything is within us, within each and every human being. That is why Bhaiya on the first day he told, the human being is the eligible person to attend this FDP, isn't it? So, and similarly what ma'am told, actually as Bhaiya told, we have built our home, our house in the lake area. Even our SRM also. Okay, right. So now, we could not blame that lake. Lake has came to its own hometown. So we have occupied the lake area. So whose mistake is this? Lake mistake. Still there is no transformation. Ma'am, it has only got vacation only. Now only it got the vacation. So, see, actually, in a similar manner, ma'am told, no neighbors. Let me complete, please. See, we don't know the neighbors or the next living persons, those who are. Actually, in the last flood came, in that time only, most of us come to know she is my neighbor. He is my neighbor. Only that too only in the upstairs. That is in the in the open terrace. So after going to the open terrace only, they come to know they are my neighbors. So So now actually from that we have forgotten. Once again, nature has recalled us this time also. The same situation has arrived for us. Okay, thank you so much for the sharing given by you. Let us hear the sharing again also. Thank you. And now let me invite our beloved resource person, Yashwant Bhaiya, to continue.
Thank you, Didi.
Over to you, Bhaiya.
Yes, thank you. I'll just continue with Didi's sharing. And after yesterday, Didi shared about her mother-in-law, I just heard there were many offers for exchanging the mother-in-law, right? But exchanging mother-in-law is one proposal. Second proposal can be, now I share this with my mother-in-law. In fact, mother-in-law is also having some issues with me, and now I can discuss, and maybe my mother-in-law will be better than Didi's mother-in-law. Okay, that is also a possibility. Let us go for this important session. Now, up to this stage, in fact, all of you have done UHV-1. And all of us know that getting the certificate of UHV1 is also very challenging, but you have got it, means very attentively you have listened, answered the polls, and you have shown your commitment. And also, since you are present here, shows that you want to continue with this UHV journey. Basically, we are trying to explore this UHV so that we can share it with the students. There was one question that this session should be conducted by somebody, some politicians. But if you see, today's my student is tomorrow's politician, tomorrow's IAS officer, tomorrow's decision maker. A simple answer is that why they are behaving like this, why politicians, officers, contractors are behaving like this. A very simple and the exploratory answer is that because their teachers at that time did not have the exposure to the UHV. Now we as a teacher are having exposure to this. We try to understand this. In fact, that is what we are doing. And now we share with the students so that now maybe after 20 years, 30 years, when they are decision makers, definitely their decisions will be towards the harmony. We can ask one question, what is the, we can say, the basic purpose of education? There can be two answers. Since we are short of time, we'll just go because we had some explanation. One can be, we are preparing student for a comfortable, luxurious life. That can be one option, that we teach you the skills here, get a good job, get a lot of money, and now through that you can lead a luxurious, comfortable life. That is one thing. That is what parents are also expecting. When they come to the college, they will ask what is the package. But second can be also the education system. We can say through this education sanskar, the student is able to explore, he has right understanding and right feelings, and he lives a harmonious life, a fulfilling life. One or two, what is the purpose of the education? Two. In fact, that fulfilling life means life with continuous happiness and prosperity. Or we can call it Trupti Purvak Jeena. It's the same in Tamil also, Trupti Purvak Jeena.
Living.
Fulfilling life. What do you call in Tamil? Yes. Okay. Okay. So basic purpose of the education is to prepare the child for a fulfilling life, and skill now is a part of that. Now after attending this UHV1, UHV2, the next thing of course will be to sharing the content with our students, and that is what we are going to explore, that is sharing the values. One basic difference between the other subjects and UHV is that in UHV, we tell the student something, okay, and it is not connected to my life. For example, I am a physics teacher, chemistry, I simply say C plus O2 is equal to CO2. Student will understand that, or you can say he will write in the exam. But when in a UHV teacher tells that these are the feelings, or you can say 9 feelings, trust, respect, you can say affection, then, and if I share these values in the classroom and after coming back to the department, if I am going to shout at somebody, students will say that teacher is just teaching, he himself doesn't or herself doesn't know the values. Next lecture onwards, he will stop listening to you. He may be present in the class, but he may not listen to you. So first thing is that we try to explore. In fact, it very automatically happens that we can say as we even we can say here as we are attending just for this is a 4th day, but we are trying to observe this in ourselves and we are trying to bring them in our life with our family members and maybe with some friends, right? So the sharing of the values, let us try to explore this. In fact, this Bhaiya has already explored. that recalling human education sanskar, the environment conductive, the environment of relationship, this is the environment of the domination. Now what is happening right now is this environment of the everywhere, whether it is at the home, at the school, what kind of environment student is getting, this is the environment of the domination. In fact, in one of the workshops, when that the trust session was going on, and one teacher, she went home and she asked her daughter, okay, do you want to make me happy, etc., all that, and just she asked, what are the reasons? Then she said, Mama, I'm not happy like that. Then she, what are the reasons for your unhappiness? She said 1 or 2 reasons, and third she said, it is my maths teacher. Maybe one of our students, if he's asked at home, what is the reason for your unhappiness, maybe he may be taking my name also. So much of domination is going on. We have seen this, a child is born in the family, starts imitating. A 2-year child will sit exactly same way his grandfather or grandmother sees. In fact, many times when the guests come, we ask them to imitate just exact Xerox. Then he starts following. Then 8-10 year obedience or discipline. Maybe suppose guest is going to come, uncle is going to come, we tell the child that just receive them. Child knows when the uncle comes, he will open the door, he will ask the uncle to sit, and then he will bring a glass of water. What it means, he knows obedience and discipline. At this stage, if the parents are able to share these proposals with the child with the feeling of relationship, the child can self-verify. So from the discipline, there will be self-discipline 10 years onwards, and the child is self-confident. At this stage, if the child knows that he wants to nurture the body, and if he has explored, then even if it's after going to the canteen, if his friends are ordering for some Chinese food and like that, he will say that is not good for me, let me have something, you can say, which is nurturing, maybe idli, and he is self-confident. But if a child is, you can say, getting up, you can say, in an environment which is not conductive, again here the child is born, this imitation, follow, obedience, and at this stage, if there is a domination by the parents, then the arbitrariness is developed in the child. And that is what we see, a 10-year child, many times he will refuse, he will tell the mummy, you don't understand anything, this is correct. You don't know what is going on outside. And then arbitrariness, opposition, revolt, struggle, and finally war. And we see this. In fact, as the Bhaiya had explained, the moment we tell the child that do this, many times child is not doing the homework or eating something, mother says that do this, otherwise I am going to tell your teacher. And the child does that. Actually, that is first red flag, is that you are losing your child. Then the child goes to the school, he gets the friends, and this opposition becomes more, arbitrariness becomes more. Mother is not able to see this. What the mother says, my son was very good, his friends are spoiling him. And somewhere here, that keeps on increasing, struggle, revolt, and war, environment of the domination. In fact, even the first case, even the teacher is also in the same state, just like mother. But what happens, child sees the mother 24/7 at the home, he can see the contradictions in her. Teacher is there only for 10 to 5, and he thinks that teacher is at that time better than the parents. So this is now the environment of with, you can say, where parents and teachers having this feeling of relationship where they are dominating. Then recalling the role of the education, just now we have seen the role of the education is development of the competence to live with a definite human conduct from discipline to self-discipline. The education will develop the right understanding of harmony in the self, right feelings, right understanding, right feelings, and right skills. The process is the process of self-exploration, self-verification, self-awareness, self-evaluation, and practice and living for learning. Now, what is the role of the teacher? The role of the teacher is, it is clear that students wants to be happy, make the other happy, and therefore wants to understand, can understand, but may have difficulty in understanding, may have less understanding than the teacher, so may make more mistakes. But now I have this feeling of the trust. Many times in the class, we try to explain something. It is simple, student asks the difficulty, we explain. He doesn't understand. Again he asks the difficulty, we explain. And third time we say, we start shouting, I explained this one 3 times, you are not able to understand this. But can we see that I explained 3 times, the student was not able to understand. But from my side, I explained, the student was not able to understand 3 times. But at the same time, from my side, I tried to explain it 3 times. But I could not make the student understand it. So there is a lack of the competence in me, there is a lack of the competence in the child. So sometimes he may have difficulty in understanding. If I am able to, if this clarity I am having, the student wants to be happy and make the other happy, that is the feeling of the trust. Trust on the intention. The competence may be less, but that can always be improved. He has that. Now the teacher has the feeling of responsibility to guide the student, but may have the difficulty in explaining purpose of the sharing to help initiate, strengthen the self-exploration. That is a feeling of the guidance. Development of the right understanding and right feeling in the student to ensure a definite human conduct in himself, herself, or at least make consistent effort for excellence as a co-explorer. In fact, here also we are using the word co-explorer, means I am also trying to explore. A UHV teacher is essentially a co-explorer because among, we can say, with the students, he is trying to explore these proposals. It's not that teacher has understood everything, it has come in his life. The teacher is also trying to understand. I am also trying to understand. And whatever I understood in these 2-3 years, I am trying to share it with you. In fact, this is a journey which we'll be doing together. In fact, many times, as we say, even the students, some questions, the questions from the participants, they help the resource persons in having the better understanding. So from that point of view, we can say, we are co-explorers. Role of the teacher. So up to here, if there is any question, you can ask. Any sharing or any question is there, please be free to ask. If a student is able to see, this is important, if a student is able to see that the teacher is happy, motivated, eager to share, is excellent, or making the effort for excellence, is more responsible than me, he or she develops a feeling of reverence, glory, is able to accept the teacher and becomes willing to learn, understand from the teacher. Otherwise, the student is not able to accept the teacher. When the teacher is able to see that teacher is happy, motivated, eager to share, and is making the effort for the excellence, he is more responsible than me, then he has this feeling of reverence. Yes, my teacher is trying to develop the excellence, and he is also helping me. He becomes willing to learn, understand from the teacher. So now, when we start, in fact, it is the same journey for all of us. I did my first workshop in June 2020 during the online, and in fact, first online workshop was going on, and Umesh Bhaiya was the resource person. And as you know, immediately when the session starts, the first question which I'd asked, do you want to live with a feeling of relationship or opposition? Now very naturally all of us say that I want to live with a feeling of a relationship, but at that point itself means I could see that I'm not able to live with a feeling of relationship always. I have this feeling of opposition for my wife, for my children, for my parents. Means now, right now they are not there, but when they were there, I had this feeling with the brothers, with my, you can say, fellow HODs and like this. So this contradiction in my answer and contradiction in the present status, that if I am able to explore, so your introduction will be as a co-explorer. But we share with the student that these are some proposals. I came across this content, found it meaningful. I have understood something. I am exploring something, and I am sharing this as a natural outcome with a feeling of responsibility. We are co-explorers. Now the students will get connected when they see you as a happy, stable, consistent person rather than one imposing do's and don'ts. The moment, in fact, for us also, when the HOD gives any job, he says, sir, just do this. That is do's. But if you ask, sir, this is some urgent work, and I thought that many persons can do this, but I thought you are the most, you can say, consistent person, or you are well qualified to do this job. Can you do it? So whenever there is a proposal, rather than do's and don'ts, mostly we will say that yes, since you are showing the confidence in me, let me do this one. So instead of do's and don'ts, okay, if this is proposed in the form of the proposal, if you share, okay, that the students will be able to connect with you. Students will get connected when they see you as a happy, stable, consistent person. Observe. Even when you are teaching, observe your feelings every moment. Even a small change in your feelings will make a lot of change in your tone. And immediately the participants or the students are able to catch it. So feelings, whether you are having this feeling of relationship or feeling of opposition. The other wants to understand, can understand, may be having the difficulty grasping, and you may be having the difficulty explaining, and observe your enthusiasm and liveliness. A very common mistake which we many times do is trying to get the feeling praise from the other. That this is some content which I am trying to explain, and the UHV content is such that many times we have this urge to get the praise from the others. You can observe, am I trying for this? If there is any question, you can just interrupt. Yes, Bhaiya. Mic is the mic? Didi, mic is there? Sumti, the mic is there?
Yes,
okay. Yes, Abhay.
So actually, so we are learning something, right? UHV1, UHV2. Suppose I'm just going to explain to the students. The students, always the students. They, even we are explaining the subject, they never listen. Especially UHV is related to advice like that. Maybe I think. So in the school, already the parents, already the elders, already given the so many explanation, but students are not listening. The same way, if you are explaining with so much of enthusiasm and so much of interesting things, everything, but students are not listening, means what is the outcome?
We understand from somebody's explanation or we understand from his behavior. Yes? Students are very closely observing us. And if they see that what the teacher is saying, this content is there in him. His feelings are stable. That is why I say the enthusiasm, liveliness. In fact, many colleges, because when the timetable is being made, those timetables, UHV, put in the evening, maybe after break, 4 5.
Last hour, bhaiya.
Last. But the colleges wherever teachers prepared themselves well and shared well, students were waiting for their lecture. And attendance, morning session and evening session was exactly same. So it is our duty. First thing is that we try, means already you are attending this UHV1, UHV2. Many, in fact, and any help required from our side is available. Videos, YouTube videos are available. We have got a website. Today we'll put one UHV2 textbook, and there is one more on the health. That also, these 2 books will put. There is UHV3 book also available. Okay. Now we can go through this. We can watch the YouTube videos. We can attend the weekly meetings, morning meetings, and this way we'll have the more and more clarity about the content. As far as this process of RP development, during the weekly meetings, what we can do, in fact, all of us have undergone through that process, that we can prepare one presentation of 20 minutes, and during the weekly meeting, we can share that one. And their resource persons, Umesh Bhaiya and other resource persons are present, and they will give us a feedback that how this sharing can be made better. And as we start presentations, we'll able to improve upon that. And as all of us are able to see, it is the process of self-exploration. We have to help the students for self-exploration. So whatever we are sharing with the students, if it is there in my living, students will definitely accept it. Yes.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Okay. Yes. Any question?
Sir, happy afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Sir, this real incident that was happened in my classroom, I'm sharing the value of in the accountancy subject among the student. So I pakka teaching it to 1 hour. The students were very silent with the commitment towards the listening of my class. So after finishing the accountancy, and I asked the question, no one tell. No one tell the answer. But before I started the teaching, everybody's pin drop, make silent and committed my words on something. And regarding the respect, so inside the campus, the students are wishing very happily, good morning, sir, good morning, sir. The similar students, when we meet the outside of the campus, it doesn't mean about who are going like that. So in this sense, the students are acting, I think. So one man, I remember that, and Aristotle said that everybody's are acting in the world. So do you agree, sir? But I think I agree about I'm acting with my parent in the initial stage. I'm acting with my principal or HODs or some other things. Oh, Shakespeare said, sorry, sir.
Yes.
Everybody's are acting in the world. Do you agree, sir? Please comment this, sir. Please give the comment.
Yeah. What I will say is that there are many such quotes And many of these such quotes or sentences we'll find. What we can try to do is, and that is what we call as preconditionings, right? We get some input from somewhere, maybe such quotes from the newspaper, from the social media, on the WhatsApp, and many times we accept them without any verification. But if we try to verify this on the basis of the natural acceptance, in fact, that is what we say is that understanding the reality as it is, in its completeness. A student with right understanding will be able to, he will have the right feelings and will be able to lead a harmonious life. Now what is happening that today's student, in fact, as we can say even teachers, we don't have this ability. The education system has not been able to develop this ability to verify what are our preconditionings. That is a gap in this system. A student, maybe you can say a very good skillful, if he's a civil engineer, he can build a bridge. In fact, a student may be working on a project, maybe handling a work of many crores, maybe 20 crore like this. But when he is at home, he is not able to live with the feeling of that he comes down from the duty and his child comes running towards him. He has got all that work pressure. He starts shouting at the child. So is this a harmonious life? So what we are saying is that we can verify the proposals. In fact, in one of the workshops, just the previous workshop only, it was there at Sri Sai Ram College. And one of the participants asked how to identify good and bad persons. The resource persons asked that participant, sir, are you a good person? What is his answer? If you ask this question to every other person, what is the answer? Yes. So everybody is a good person. It is only who I am differentiating, and that is the trust. When we say the trust is trust on the intention and competence. Every human being lives with his current competence, right? But intention of every human being is to make the other happy. Each one of us wants to be happy and we want to make the other happy. But we are not able to do that. Means we lack the competence. And that can always be, we can say, improved. We can work for that. But we have this clarity that I want to be happy, I want to make the other happy. So observe your feelings every moment. Whether I am having this feeling of opposition or feeling of relationship. The other wants to understand, can understand, may have difficulty grasping, and you may be having the difficulty explaining. And observe your enthusiasm, liveliness. Expected from UHV-1 module, I have an innate basic aspiration as a human being. To fulfill that aspiration, I need to understand whatever I am related to, whatever is connected to my happiness. So I have this innate basic aspiration to be happy. Then number two, there are some problems in my life. I want to get rid of them for good, not just for the time being. To resolve my problems also, I need to understand. In fact, if you remember in SIP, we ask the students to make a list, right? And we ask them that, in fact, we ask them to make 3 lists. What are my aspirations? What are my achievements? And what are my concerns? And when they make this list of the aspirations, of course, I want to be a good person, I want to get a good job, I want to serve the parents, and like this. These are some common aspirations. Concerns are whether I will get a job my good means good health will be good or not, whether since they are in the first year, whether I will be able to, I will have good friends, how will be my roommate, whether I will get the good food at hostel, and like this. These are some concerns. Then what happens means we have some aspirations and we have some concerns. When the student is able to identify that there are two ways, for every aspiration there can be one way, or for to resolve every concern there can be a one way. For example, the anger is there. Student saying that he frequently gets angry. Then they join some anger management, you can say, class. Suppose he is having some other concern, maybe for that one something else. But that is one way, means one solution for one concern, but there can be other way also, that there can be a common solution for all these problems, and that common solution is right understanding. So if we can share this with the students, that you have some problems, you want to get rid of them, not just one of them or just for the time being, but you want to get them, you can say, resolve them. I want to resolve my problems also, I need to understand. Then there is a definite reality to be understood. Next, I can understand. I feel happy when I understand, and I feel unhappy when I am confused. I am keenly looking forward to UHV2, the course through which I can explore the comprehensive content of understanding. In fact, you are doing this one, but this is expected from UHV1 module. Now, these are the contents of UHV1. This is, in fact, SIP, Students Induction Program. And that's why AICT has made compulsory to have 21 days induction program. And UHV is one of the modules for that. These are the contents. In fact, as we know, the teachers who have conducted the sessions for this, the first one is welcome and introduction. And we have to share the importance of these also with the parents. Because in one of the colleges, the parent had come and they were told that 21 days program is there. Then he just asked, yes, so when the classes are going to start, means when the actual timetable will be implemented and all these technical subjects will be taught. Then those class teachers told him that maybe after 21 days. Then the parents said, then okay, I will go back with my son and I will bring it back after 21 days. So the parents, of course, parents may not be knowing the importance of this induction program we can share with them. But if we see this, the content, the welcome and introduction, getting to know each other. When you start with this, if you remember, on the very first day, we asked some students, in fact, we start with ourselves only. For example, when I'm going to introduce myself as an explorer, because all this UHV is about having a feeling of relationship and knowing each other. In fact, many times what happens, maybe in a class 60 students may be there and entire first semester is over and I may not be knowing all of them. Or many students do not know the other students from the class. So knowing to each other, I can share about our name, our native place, our family, our interests, education. And we can ask some of the students, maybe say 5 students to begin with on the first day, to exploration. This is self-exploration. Then we start with the aspirations and concerns. Their aspirations, we can say ask them to make a list of their aspirations and concerns. They want to realize their aspirations and resolve their concerns. Then basic realities or underlying harmony, basic human aspirations, need for a holistic perspective, role of the education. Then the self-management, these are some concerns, that lack of self-confidence, peer pressure, time management, anger, stress, personality development and self-improvement is required. Then issues related to the health. Then relationships, the feelings in the relationship we can share with them. Then society, nature, environment, sum up, and self-evaluation, closure, that's sharing and feedback. So this is the content of SIP. And in fact, this introductory course is being conducted so that teachers are ready for this one. And the institute, wherever UHV2 is there in the syllabus, for that one this UHV2 session is being conducted. In fact, some participants were asking about UHV3, but this content is very wide. So in fact, what we can do after some time, we can do this we can repeat this UHV2 either in the offline mode or offline mode. That will help us to have the more clarity, and then we can go for UHV3. UHV3 is about understanding the self, nature and existence comprehensively. In fact, Bhaiya has spoken about B1 and B2 blocks. So this UHV3 will be, you can say, exploring during UHV3, exploring this B1 and B2 block quite extensively. But for that content, which we can say we should have our own clarity. So it is better to, or you can say, we can prepare ourselves through these textbooks. That's a soft copy of that book we'll put on the group. Okay, we can go through that. So any question about this or up to here? Yes. No, that is what parents was saying. Then when they were told that it is mandatory, they said yes. But parents may not be knowing. Okay. We have to share with them the importance of this. Yes. Then the practice. Now introduction as a co-explorer, connect to the students. I am a co-explorer. I came across this content, I understood something, and whatever I have understood, I am trying to share it with you. This is from where we start. Connect to the students. The proposal, now a key point about the proposal. In fact, this is the way we start. That a key point about the proposal, then take a pause, time for the self-reflection. During this presentation, you must have seen that many times the resource person will ask you a question or he will put a point and then they will take a pause. That pause is to help the students for self-reflection. Then we can give a small example to explain that point. Then if there is any question, reflective questions are there, we can discuss them, that question and answer session, dialogue, and now return to the proposal or the key point, next key point. So like this, we can go, you can say we can cover the key points one by one. This will be the process. First the proposal, then pause, then some example if required. Then if there is any question, that we can discuss, have a dialogue, and then go to the next proposal or key point. Next proposal or next key point in the sequence. Now all these PPTs already they are prepared, they are ready-made. Okay, we don't have to make any change in the PPT. In fact, for all these PPTs, every word or every sentence, a lot of discussion has taken place, and with that these PPTs are provided. So we need not to make any addition, no need to make any deletion. For every PPT, we can start from this left corner, and one by one, we can go to the right hand side bottom corner. And we can follow that order. That will be quite helpful to us and also to students. Example, for example, now if we see this particular slide, that right understanding is also essential for the human being. For this particular slide, if we see that we start from here, that for the human being, that relationship and physical facility, both of them are required. For animals, only physical facilities are necessary and they are largely adequate. And since now this need for the relationship is identified, that we want to live with a feeling of relationship, but we are not able to live with a feeling of relationship. What is the reason? We can ask the students that what is the reason that I'm not able to live with a feeling of relationship. If we ask the student, do you want to live with a feeling of relationship? The answer will be yes. Second question can be there, but are you able to live with a feeling of relationship every moment? Do you get angry with your parents? So what it means, you want to live, but you are not able to live with a feeling of relationship. What is the reason? The reason is that I have not understood the relationship. I don't have the right understanding. So right understanding is also essential for the human being. And now we can ask them these questions. Are all the three required? And then we take a pause. Is something redundant? Then we can take a pause. Let the student think. He will go through this, yes, and then we can just again ask, is this required? Is physical facility required? Yes. Food is required, clothes are required, mobile also you need, right? Maybe there is vehicle at home, that is also required, means physical facilities are required. Is relationship required? Yes. And now to understand these two, right, understanding is also required. So is something redundant? Can we take out any of these three? No. Is anything more required? Then maybe sometimes students will come out with something. You will find that it is either here, here or here. Then are we working on all the three? We can just ask the students. Then if all three are required, what would be the priority? Among the three, what is the priority? We can help them to identify the priority. That what do you mean by priority? Working on the higher priority makes it easier to deal with the lower priority. Suppose this is my first priority, but the relationship, if I don't understand the relationship, can I live with the relationship? No. But when I have the right understanding, I understand the relationship and understand the feelings in the relationship, I share it with others. With right understanding, I can identify my need of the physical facilities and make available more than required. Otherwise, if I don't have the right understanding, I will not be able to identify my need of the physical facilities. And then whatever I accumulated, I will feel that it is not sufficient. So key points, small examples, reflective questions, sequence and FAQ. In general, we say that there can be two types of questions. One is, we can say, participant just wants to know about the content. He wants to understand the content. Or he just wants, we can say, speculative type of questions. So now similarly this is one slide where the transformation, that is what is the holistic development. Now along this slide, we try to share with the students that the transformation required. Now this is a slide where we can draw the attention of the students that this is my current state. We are working only for the physical facility and my living is happening, I can say, like an animal consciousness. That here we can just share them that animals are for the animals, physical facilities are necessary and sufficient. So that's why I'm saying that this is animal consciousness. This right understanding part is missing, relationship part is also missing. Not only I am unhappy, I am making the others unhappy. Now here, since right understanding missing, I don't know how much physical facilities are required, and that feeling of the deprivation is there. I'm exploiting and depriving the others. But what is required is this, to fulfill the basic aspiration, right understanding, relationship and physical facility in that priority order. This is my desirable state. This is living with the human consciousness. And what transformation is required? Transformation from this state, this is my current state, to the desirable state. And this is the transformation, this is the holistic development. We can bring to the notice of the student the real meaning of the word development. Development doesn't mean only having the better roads, or suppose maybe he is staying in a rented home and from that family has migrated to their own home. That is the development of the physical facility, but how the relationship between the family members also better. So right understanding relationship and physical facility, and this is the transformation required, and this development is the holistic development. This is the desirable state, this is the current state, and as we saw during the first session, there is a gap between these two. And role of the education is help the students for this transformation. Similarly, we can give these examples of disrespect, over-evaluation, under-evaluation, otherwise evaluation, and each one of them is a disrespect. We can start with from here, what is over-evaluation, under-evaluation, otherwise evaluation. If you have noted, the Bhaiya gave this example that a student performed very well and then his parents says that you are very good and you can do anything. Is it a over-evaluation or it is a right evaluation? And then we can take a pause and let the student think. And similarly, the other two. And then we can share with them that any of these is a disrespect. Any question about this up to here? Yes? Okay. Now, avoid spending too much time on what is not or trying to convince. One major mistake which we may do during these lectures is we are trying to convince. UHV teacher will try to help the student to explore. This will come into their living if it becomes a part of their right understanding. Otherwise, it will be there for some time, and after that, depending upon the environment, they may simply vanish. If we want that this should become a part of their right understanding, we need to help them to explore. Avoid spending too much time on what is not or trying to convince. Practice. So here, same thing. Introduction as a co-explorer, also observe the feelings. I want to help the other to understand, or I want to impress the other, I want to complete the syllabus. If I am a UHV teacher, I can just check within, observe that what is my feeling. Am I trying to help other to understand, or I want to impress the other, or I want to complete the syllabus? Proposal plays with the clarity 80% for this. So in fact, this is the important part. Talking about the problem only when essential for drawing the attention to need of the solution. In fact, if you just saw the previous one, that session on the society, there was that 4 block, right, understanding, that yellow 4 blocks, and below that there was that black block, issues in the society. But these are the problems, we just explain them once to the student, we don't focus on that this is a problem, this is a problem. Now here, the entire process is solution centric. So here we'll be talking about the problem only when essential for drawing the attention to need of the solution, that this is a problem and we need the solution. examples small that clarify the proposal. And in the beginning, YouTube videos are available, and we can use the same examples. There are two things whenever we are putting some proposal, to explain that one, to have the clarity, we can put some examples. But in the beginning, we'll try to have the standard examples. As our clarity develops, we can give other examples. There is a chance that an example may take away students from the real proposal. Okay. So examples small that clarify the proposal, reflective questions, helping to explore the proposal, evaluate oneself, evaluate other for the complementarity. Just check percentage of the time used for question and answer and the dialogue. Try to avoid this red part, talking outside the context and harping on what it is not and trying to convince. This is now, as I've told you, the process for the RP development. I just want to share with this. That means resource persons, that all of us are teachers, and as we know, in fact, these workshops are being held, and these workshops are being conducted by the resource persons, and there is a very rigorous process for development of the resource persons, that each one of us try to understand this content. For that, of course, the first step will be to attend these UHV workshops online or offline. Then we can read the books, try to have more clarity about this. Then for the recordings of all previous sessions are available on YouTube. We'll put a link of that. We can watch all these videos. Introductory means SIP sessions are available. UHV1 introductory Hindi and English. Then UHV2 available, UHV3 is also available, and UHV4 is also available on YouTube. Books are there. Plus these workshops are taking place Saturday, Sunday, weekly meetings. Every region is a southern region. So Saturday afternoon 2 to 4 and Sunday 3 to 5:30 weekly meetings are there. Volunteers who are attending these regularly, and you can say find that they are having the more clarity about this UHV content. In fact, here there is a time limit, but during these meetings there is no time limit. So in fact, many times what happens, this single slide may go on for 1 hour, and maybe in the next session the discussion on the same slide may continue. Many questions are there, and when somebody asks a question, that also clears my doubt. I may not be asking the question, but I am listening to the question and answer. So that is one way. Now participants, volunteers, during these weekly meetings will prepare the presentation of around say 20 minutes on any such content, and they share that during the Saturday weekly meetings. The resource persons will give them some feedback, and based on that they can improve that one. Maybe they can repeat the same content next time, or they can go for the next. So like this, during the Saturday weekly meetings, when they reach certain level of the clarity and way of sharing the proposals, then there is a Sunday weekly meetings, so every Sunday from 7:30. Now during these meetings, where we can say all these volunteers who have prepared to some level, okay, they are in that group, and on Sundays from 7:30 to 9:30, either 1 or 2 such sharings or such presentations are held, where they will almost present a full session around for 45 minutes. And during these meetings again, you can say they will be given, you can say how this presentation can be made better, and of course they may that helps them to have the clarity. And like this, so maybe you can say some presentations at the weekly meeting, regional meeting, some presentations at the national meeting. Maybe around 1 to 1.5 years, if we work sincerely and give some time, maybe more than 4 or 5 hours per week, each one of us has the potential to develop as a PRP, means prospective resource person, and slowly, maybe after 5-6 years, resource person. Okay, but as a PRP we can share, in fact, and as a PRP the best thing is that when you are sharing this content with the students or with the participants, you can help them in a big way. Just teaching this subject like a normal technical subjects will not help. Student will simply, you can say, mug up, write in the exam, pass, but it will not come in their behavior. It will not help them. But when we try, you can say, understand the content and share this and help them to explore, it becomes a part of their right understanding, and now you can say it will come in their behavior. And that is, if you see here, during 3-4 days, maybe you can say first day, just imagine the resource person comes and he says, now you need to live with a feeling of relationship with family members. Will it happen? It means just, but now when we have undergone through so many proposals, we'll try to verify this, all these feelings in the relationship, we try to understand the trust, respect, and all these feelings. We verified, and that exploration started. Then we went home, and now we try to, we can say, experiment that one with our family members, and we could see that yes, that also made them comfortable with us. That also makes us comfortable. That is the experiential validation. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes. So morning meetings. No, morning meetings are there 5:30 to 6:30 English, 6:30 to 7:30 in Hindi, during which exercise 1 and exercise 2 are held. Exercise 1, observing self by the self.
I'll just recap lecture 19 and then we'll discuss lecture 20 in detail. The interconnectedness, self-regulations, and the mutual fulfillment amongst the 4 orders of the nature. We are into module 4, and the UHV2 has got 5 modules. So the last module, the module 4 is basically harmony in nature and existence, and the last module is professional ethics. Just a recap of what we discussed in the previous session. We are opening up our discussions on understanding harmony in the nature. So let us try and understand what is nature. When we are saying nature, which means we are going to talk about all the galaxies now. Okay? We are going to talk about our sun, other sun, our solar system, all other existing solar system, because all this is the part of nature. And let us see, can we understand this nature, because it's very big. Can we understand the harmony in the nature? The harmony is inherent in the nature, or we have to construct it, we have to create it. Till the afternoon we discuss on harmony in the society. So to have a harmonious society, human goal, need to be identified, and that human goal can be achieved by human being. And the tool is human education. Family, human being. Individual, human being. But can you bring nature into our classroom? Can you bring nature into our classroom and teach? No. Right? I cannot teach to the stone. I cannot teach to trees. I cannot teach to birds and animals. So, if they are in harmony, then we can live in harmony with them. But if they are not in harmony, then we cannot construct that harmony. So let us see what is nature. Nature is the collection of units. Units like air, water, soil, metal, seed, trees, herb, shrubs, animal body, self, human body, self. Is this the nature, or anything is missed out? The nature has got these many units only? Yeah, these many types of units. right? So can we study these units? Is this limited, unlimited? What do you think? The units in the nature are limited or unlimited? Let us categorize these units into 4 order. And let us see that can we study nature. All of these units can be categorized into these 4: physical order, bio order, animal order, and the human order. Example of the physical order is soil, metal, water, air. Example of the bio order is plants, trees, herbs, shrubs, seeds. Example of the animal order is animals, birds. Example of the human order is only human being. Anything is missed out from the nature? Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Mars, Earth, physical order. Yeah. That question would come next. That where the nature is. Then we can understand this nature is submerged in the space. We are studying units, right? Nature is the collection of units. The space is not a unit. Because whenever we say a unit, which means there are units of the same types. Every unit has got a size, a shape, but the space is all pervading. It is continuous. Anything missed out? Okay. So if we study these 4 orders, so by studying these 4 orders, we can study nature. This is what we studied, right? The relationship between physical order and bio order is of mutual fulfillment, enrichment. Both these orders are getting enriched. Both these orders are fulfilling each other. So when we say mutual fulfillment, it means relatedness and fulfillment. So they are related and they are fulfilling. They are connected and they are enriching. And the relationship is cyclic. Right? Physical order is also getting enriched and bio order is also getting enriched. This is called relationship. This is the meaning of relationship. What's the meaning of relationship? In your contact, I am also getting enriched and you are also getting enriched. I am getting developed, you are also getting developed. So the mutual development is happening. This is relations. So there is sort of a commitment and responsibility when it comes to the human being. Because human being can follow that commitment. Human being can take the responsibility. But here you can see this is a mutual fulfillment. The soil is also getting enriched and the tree is also getting enriched. Okay? Animal order, like the cow, eat the grass growing on the soil. In turn, the dung and the urine of this cow enriches the soil. This enriched soil becomes more fertile and the tree grows nicely. Is there any disharmony in the nature? Look at such a beautiful design. Such a beautiful design. And this beautiful design is not of only one planet, but this beautiful design is of all the planets and all the galaxies and all the systems which are existing in the whole existence. Are you doing anything for the constitution of atom? Are you doing anything for the constitution of cells, cellular structures, atomic structures? No. Is it in harmony or disharmony? The sun is in harmony or disharmony? The earth is in harmony or disharmony? See, this earth is revolving around the sun, and to make one complete rotation, it takes 365 days. Are you providing that horsepower energy to the earth? Can this earth got delayed sometime? Instead of completing that rotation in 365 days, the earth took 368 days. Has this happened? Such a beautiful design, right? This is what is called harmony. Harmony, which means organized. This is what the self-organization. So this self-organization can be seen in the nature, and then you have human being, who is getting the things from the other, but human being also have this natural acceptance to be mutually fulfilling with the rest of the order. But at present we can see this question mark. This question marks can get converted into tick if the human being understands. So this understanding is the most important part for the human being. So these four, look into these orders. Like when you see the natural system, this physical order, this bio order, this animal order, and this is human order. A beautiful design of harmony. Interrelated, interconnected, and mutually fulfilling to each other. Correct? Is there any issue in this order? What is the issue? Is here. And why this issue is here? Because this has a consciousness. And the consciousness of human being has a potential of understanding. If this human being doesn't realize to its potential, then human being may not be able to mutually fulfilling to the rest of the order. So this is the only issue. What is the only issue? That we have a consciousness, and our consciousness has to be and need to be developed as a human consciousness. So when we develop ourselves to the human consciousness, then we will be the part of the system, the perfect part of the system. This is the only thing is left. Rest all is in harmony. And all this rest is so big. The earth is also in the harmony. The physical order on the earth is also in harmony. The bio order on the earth is also in harmony. The animals and the birds living on the earth is also in the harmony. These 800 human beings who are on the earth, 800 crore human beings who are on the earth today, their bodies are also in harmony. The self has a potential to be in a harmony. So what is left? Only the self to realize the potential. Rest all is in harmony. And the self can realize to the potential. This is possible in the self by the self. Only that is the thing is left. Any issue here? Okay, so this is nature-made system. This is natural system. Now this human being have created one more system, and that is the man-made system. So look into what is happening in the man-made system. This human being have created one more system for him. And what is that? Family. This human being have created another system. Society. Right? This human being have created systems like education system, law and order systems, health system, government, non-government organization, schools, colleges, railway station, airport, like ministeriate. All these systems are created by this human being. Okay? Now, if this human being at the center of all other systems, if this human being is lacking in understanding and feeling, can you have the understanding and feeling here? 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 So if you look into the natural system is in harmony, but the man-made system is in a disharmony. Because at the center of that man-made system, this human being himself or herself is living in disharmony, but this human being wants to be in a harmony. And then it's not only wants to be in a harmony, but human being has a potential to be in a harmony. And what that potential is the natural acceptance. So if this human being realizes to the natural acceptance, then the man-made system will also get set right. Correct? And this is the picture of undivided society. This is the picture of world family. This is the picture of harmonious society. Now we can ask this question to ourselves. Do we want to have divisions in the society or undivided society? Undivided society. So that undivided society is possible only when this human being understands. Now there are lots of divisions in the name of X, Y, Z, A, B, C. All these divisions are there because, why? Because this human being have assumed on the different class, category and the divisions. But if this human being challenges his assumption with the natural acceptance, then the human being will be able to see that as all the units of the material units comes under one category. Similarly, all human beings comes under only one category, and what is that category? Is the human order. Okay? Any question?
Sir, in physical order, normally we feel something like heat, light, volcanoes, and all these things are there, no, sir? So whether we will count those action and reaction of the physical order comes under physical order?
Yeah, see, all those things are happening in the physical order. It's happening with the law of nature. We connect our happiness and unhappiness with those things, and that is not the happiness. Happiness is to be in a state of harmony within. Just, one small example, the geologist says that around 60,000 years ago, from west coast to the south coast of India, this was water, right? This was water. And lots of volcanic eruptions has happened in this area, all the way from Maharashtra to the Kerala. And because of that, all these land, mountains, everything is formed. And that's the reason we are here. Correct? But the people living 60,000 years ago, they might have felt that, these volcanoes are happening and the volcanoes are not good. We look into any natural activity in that present context, that particular day only. But if you look into these natural activities, whatever are happening, whether the volcanoes or earthquakes or flood or cyclone, then in the longer time, you will find that it's happening for the harmony. this, even if a flood comes, even if a cyclone happens, what happens? One particular order may get a temporary damage. But once that activity settles down, you will find that another order which got damaged flourishes back. So this is happening in a cycle. Everything what is happening in the nature is happening in a cycle. So if today something is getting destroyed as a natural activity or a natural calamity, it's going to be reborn tomorrow. Because everything is in a cycle. But this human being connects his happiness with all those things. But the happiness is not outside. The happiness is to be in a state of, harmony within. And what is that state of harmony within? Having this right understanding. So if I have this right understanding that the cyclone, earthquake, volcano is happening because of, this is the law of nature, then even something is happening outside, I can remain calm within. You get panic, what will happen? It's raining very heavily outside, and now you have panic inside your home. Is it going to stop the rain?
No.
No. Because it's happening in the nature. It is happening. But if you are able to see that this is a natural activity, it's happening, then at least when you are in harmony within, you will be able to take a proper decisions. But if you lose your temperament, will you be able to take the proper decisions?
No.
No. So this is the meaning of happiness. This is the meaning of harmony. This is the meaning of having right understanding. Right understanding, which means ability to see this reality. Why this is happening.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Not looking at the reality with your perception.
Sir, today morning, no, sir, you told an example. It is taking around 1,000 years, and we have got to get 1 liter of petrol. Sir, the human order is not disturbing the nature, and it is disturbing the nature. That is what I feel. Am I right, sir?
Yeah, see, we want to enrich the nature. We want to live in harmony with the nature.
Need to, yes, sir, must.
We want
that
to.
That is needed.
But for that, we need to understand. So the reason is we may disturbing because we are not able to understand. So if we keep working on development of this understanding, then we will also become fulfilling for the nature.
Sir, if an exotic plant come into existence, so other plants nearby will lose its life. So there is a disturbance of disharmony. Okay. So like that, various activity in the nature also bringing the disharmony. As you told later, it is getting stabilized. The similar thing is happening in the human life also. Right? For a period of time, he is not in disharmony, but not in his entire life. After some period, again, he is getting into it. So what I'm telling is, he is going in a
very good.
par with the nature.
No, very good. If the same cyclic thing is happening with the human being, then nobody will commit the suicides. Nobody will commit the suicide. Why? Because it will get stabilized. It's a cyclic. No. The cyclic thing is happening only with the rest of the 3 orders. The consciousness is not cyclic. The consciousness is continuous. Only the material thing is cyclic. Why it is cyclic? Formation, deformation, decay. But that is not the natural characteristics of consciousness.
Okay.
So look into, start understanding these 4 orders.
Sir, sorry. You can show the first slide, the components of nature. Previous slide. Sir, actually in Tamil we will say Panjabhudangal, that Nilam, Neer, Kaatru. The sky is missing. In English, Nilam, Neer, Niruppu, Kaatru, Agayam. These 5 units only we will tell for the representing the nature. இயற்கை என்பது இந்த பஞ்சபூதங்கள். In all human body, we have the composition of these 5. So even in animals also, even in trees also. So that's why it seems to be the sky is missing. Another one is you mentioned animals, but normally if we are saying animals, mean we are omitting the sea, animals in sea or fish or anything. But because the human, they are disturbing that nature also. So these are the two clarification I need, sir.
Very good. See, here only the examples are giving.
Yeah.
Here are the orders. Where in which order you will put the sky?
Sky.
In which order you will put the sky?
Put, sir. No, sir. Sir, soil metal, why I am saying means the soil metal, they have weight or mass. When I say agayam, sky, or even fire.
No, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire is here.
But instead of fire, you have the sun. The sun is the source of fire.
Yeah, the fire is also here, the sun is also here, the physical order. Okay? When you are saying no weight, no mass, no shape, no structure, you mean to say space and not the sky. So the space is different and the sky is different. If you are talking about the sky, if you are talking about amber, like sky, you can put sky here. The sky is an example of the physical order. But the space and sky are the two different realities. I'll unfold it. Okay? I'll unfold it.
Okay,
I'll unfold it. Yeah, the sky is reality or it's not a reality? Yeah, the sky is a real or unreal?
Real. It's a real. Cloud and
so something which is real exists. So the sky exists. The space is real or unreal? Real. So the space also exists. These units are real or unreal? Real. So this also exists. Okay? We'll categorize this. We'll do a very thorough study of all these units. Okay?
Sir,
wait a minute. Let me complete.
Okay.
Let 5 minutes and then to the questions. Okay? 5 minutes and to the question. Because your questions are coming from this particular slide. Let me go ahead for the 5 minutes and again come back to the question. Look into these orders. The physical order has got only recognizing and fulfilling. Right? Any physical order only recognizes and fulfills. Body is a physical order. A sharp blade comes and falls on the body. What will happen? Cut. Cut, right? Recognizing and fulfilling. If I put hand in the fire, what will happen? I put hand on the ice. I put hand in the water. Every time, every definite thing will happen or not? Every definite thing will happen. So one material recognizes the other material and then it fulfills it. For example, 2 molecules of hydrogen, 1 molecule of oxygen. What happens? CO2?
H2 plus O2, H2.
CO2? 2 molecules of oxygen, 2 molecules of hydrogen, 1 molecule of oxygen, CO2, NO2. Then what will happen? Every time? Every time? So what is happening? This 2 molecule of hydrogen is recognizing its relationship with 1 molecule of oxygen, and every time there is a very definite action is happening, and what that? Formation of H2O. Right? Now if this O from H2 get deformed, then only H2 will remain. And this O can get associated with nitrogen. Hydrogen can get associated with sulfur. right? What is happening? Association and disassociation. Association and disassociation. Formation and deformation. Why this is happening? Because in the physical order, only recognizing and fulfilling is there. Did you had any experience that the hydrogen said that I am from Chennai, I will not go with the Madurai oxygen? No. Why? Because the hydrogen can say only when if there is assumption. But in the physical order, there is no assumption. Only recognizing and fulfilling is taking place. Now let us look into the bio order. What is happening in bio? Again, only recognizing and fulfilling. The seed recognizes its relationship with the moisture, water, air, earth, fulfill its relationship, becomes a tree, is definite. Correct? Is there any indefiniteness in the tree? No. Why? Only recognizing and fulfilling is taking place. Let us look into the animal. Is there always definiteness in the animal, or sometimes indefiniteness is also there? If you have a pet, let us say a puppy, right, a dog. The behavior of that dog with you and the behavior of that dog with the other person remains same or different? Assumptions. Animal is associated with the self. So the self has this assumption. You know how we can recognize the existence of the self? If the minimum level of assumptions are there, then the self is there. If the minimum level of assumptions are not there, which means the self is not there. So animal has got a minimum level of assumption. That is the reason you can train animal. Correct? You can train animal. Why? Because the animal assumes. What assumes? That the gentleman is there with the hunter in his hand. Look at 4-5 feet skinny person, ringmaster can control 20 lions. Why? Because this ringmaster is controlling the assumptions of the animal, 20 lions. But instead of that ringmaster, if some other person go in the cage, then we can see what will happen. Assumption has changed. So if you look into this animal trainer, the animal trainer either they show bone or hunter. Correct? So all this training, the training of an animal, the training of a bird is possible either with the food or with the fear. Why? Because the assumptions are there. So in animal order, assuming, recognizing and fulfilling. Let us look into the human order. In the human being is also the coexistence of self and body. So assumptions are there. Recognizing is there, fulfilling is there, and every human self has got this possibility of knowing, possibility of understanding. So human being can understand, which means human being can reach to the state of realization within. Is this okay? Yes.
Sir, all these orders, they have a limit or infinite, sir? They are limited, they have a limits, or they are infinite?
In number?
Yes.
In period?
Yes, that's what, sir.
Yeah, but...
All these 4 orders.
Yeah, but limit in what sense? Limit in the mass? Limit in number?
So, no, whatever, yes.
No, I can't say whatever, right? I can't take whatever. You have to be very specific with your question.
So maybe let us take molecules itself, sir. In molecules, in which order we can keep, sir? They are common in all 4 orders.
Yes.
No, it is a body also is a common.
Yeah.
Body has a molecules and this.
Right.
That's what now molecules have in all the 4 orders.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the question?
listen, how can we separate, sir, now? That's
See,
what.
that is, you know, what I did the separation. I did this separation on the basis of this. The molecule doesn't have assumption. Molecule doesn't have potential of knowing.
No, visually, some few things we could see and we could recognize, you know, sir. Few things we can sense, even smell of the gases, smell of the things. Physically we can, or even chemically. Maybe they will be undergoing either physical change or chemical change, but we can sense it.
Yes, so what do you mean to say?
That means in all the four orders, these are the common things.
Yeah, in all the four orders, what maybe a common thing is the molecule cell. I mean, cell is not here. Cell is here only. The molecule, atoms, particles are common.
Yes, that's what, sir. In all the four orders, since these are there, and even we can sense, we can see even whether they may be either undergoing physical change or chemical change.
Yeah.
Maybe one form to another form they may change.
Yes.
But since we can change it, but it will be difficult to classify, you know, sir. That's what
See, that's the reason, you know, when you were about to ask the question, I said hold. And then for the past 10 minutes, you were in your question only.
Okay.
And the past 10 minutes, I did explain the same thing.
Yes.
Okay? That how this classification is possible, but still you can hold. I'll bring the same thing on a big column now. I'll unfold, I'll do the detailing of each of these four orders. Okay? This is just an initial detailing. What is that initial detailing? That the physical order has got recognizing and fulfilling. Physical order doesn't have this assuming. A stone doesn't assumes. A tree doesn't assumes. But an animal have assumption. A human being has assumption. Animal doesn't understand. But the human being has a potential of understanding. Right? That's the reason we can train animal. We cannot educate animal. We cannot train human being. We can only educate human being. That is the reason all our training program doesn't have a continuous effect. Why our training program does not have a continuous effect? Because in every training program we are trying to train human being to do some particular task, and that's it. So as long as you have the effect of the training, you are able to do it. But when that effect of the training goes, you are not able to do it. But once you get educated, you keep living with that. So there's a difference between education and training. Training is required for how to do. But education is required to get the clarity on what to do. So how to speak is a training. But by giving training to the other people, how to speak, can you ensure the content of what they will speak? No. Right? So what to speak is basically the values. How to speak is basically the skill. So the skills can be developed with the training, and the values can be developed with an education. So we can train an animal and we can educate the people, human being, and we can also train the human being. But we cannot educate the animal. This is a big difference, right?
And this bio and body, sir, it is mostly they will be having similar activities, no? Bio order and our body.
Correct.
Yes, that's what I am little bit.
See, bio order, animal body and the human body, same and similar. It's same and similar. What makes difference is the existence of the self. But when we say animal, we are not talking about only the body of an animal. When we are saying human being, we are not talking about only the body of human being, but we are talking about the coexistence of self and body. So that is the reason The animal falls under the different category, the animal order, and the human falls under the another category, the human order. Because human order has got the potential of knowing. But what you are saying is absolutely right. The bio order, the body of an animal and the body of human being in one order. Yes.
Okay.
Okay? Right. So let us look into the whole picture. In terms of quantity, what do you think? In terms of quantity, which of these four order is in largest in quantity? Second largest? Third? The smallest? The tiny population is the human population. Very tiny. Very tiny. And look at the beautiful design of nature. To have the existence of the plant, what is required? So the physical order is the largest in quantity. For the survival of the animal, the plant and the physical both are required. So you'll find that the plant and the physical order is much, much, much bigger than the animal order. And for the survival of human being, all these three orders are required. That is the reason rest of the three orders are much, much bigger. They are in abundance as compared to the human population. Right? What do you think? Rest of the three orders are in abundance or they are limited? Abundance. And then what do we teach in your book? The resources are limited. Where the resources are limited? These are limited resources or resources are in abundance? The resources are limited or they are in abundance? See, so many times we have read the same book, note in the book, resources are limited, resources are limited. This is limited resources for the human being or the resources are in abundance?
Limited only.
Yeah. The resources will become limited if the human being doesn't have an understanding. If the human being, see why these resources are required? What is the role of these resources? To nurture, to protect and to do the right utilization of this human body, the physical facility is required. What do you think that the 800 crores human body we have on our planet Earth, and these many resources are available on the planet Earth, these many resources are enough to nurture, to protect and to do the right utilization of the human body or not? Just look at the number of resources available only in the Chennai. You will find that we are in abundance. If you start counting the number of houses and the number of rooms we have already constructed in the whole Chennai, you will find that it's more than the population of the Chennai. There are many people having multiple houses, right? There are many people in one family, there are only 4 members, but the 4-story house is there. You will find lots of apartments are built, and those apartments are empty. You start counting the number of trees we have, just go in a jungle and start counting the trees. We have not seen the jungle yet. We have not seen those animals kingdom yet. If you start seeing all those things, then you find that these many resources are there to nurture, to protect, and to do the right utilization of human body. So this much physical facility is available. But the confusion is that, as a management teacher, we have spread that confusion because in our management, we taught that the human desires are unlimited and the resources are limited. But then as a UHV co-explorer, I got this understanding that my basic desire is not unlimited, but my basic desire is very definite. What? Continuity of happiness and prosperity. A very basic desire I have. And what is required for the fulfillment of continuity of happiness and prosperity? No resources required. The resources are required only for the prosperity. And what is that prosperity? The feeling of having more than my requirement. Right? So once you see with the clarity, then we are able to see that the resources are there in abundance, but we are not able to see to it. So the solution is to ensure this knowing part, this understanding part. If I understand, then I'll be able to see that, and for this, there's a human education and human sanskar. Okay? Any question? Okay. Now let us unfold this. Right. There is possibility that you may have some confusions or you may have some questions. So let me unfold the whole nature now. And we do a very detailed study of the nature. See, in the first column, what you see is the orders. Okay, in the first column, there are orders. She may sit like this. You may sit like this. Here. Okay. So in the first column, there are orders. These 4 orders. What? Physical, bio, animal, and human being. The first column is clear? It's clear to everyone? Okay. Let us look into the second column. The second column, units of this order, which means examples of this order. Due to the limited space, all the examples are not, we can't write all the examples. So only few examples are written. What are those few examples? Physical, soil and metal. Bio, plants and trees. Animal, animals and birds. Human, human beings. Is this second clear? Okay. Now let us move to the third. Let's look into the activity of this order. When we see the activity of the order, the same activity is applicable for all the units of that particular order. So what is the activity of this order, physical order? Formation and deformation. Now let us take any example of the physical order. The formation and deformation is taking place or it's not taking place? Yes, right. You take a piece of iron, keep it in an open environment. What will happen after 1 year? Rust. Oxidization, right? It will start rusting, correct? Bio-order. What is happening in bio-order? This formation and deformation is happening or it's not happening? It's happening, plus respiration. Now take any plant. Formation, deformation, respiration, this is the activity of the plant. Now look into animal. This formation, deformation, respiration is happening in the body of an animal. Correct? But the animal is not only the body, but the animal is the coexistence of self and the body. So in the self of an animal, only selecting and testing is taking place. Right? See, what is the difference between animal self and human self? In the self of an animal, only selecting and testing is taking place. But in the human self, the analyzing and comparing is also there. The desiring and imaging is also there, and the potential of knowing is also there. Correct? That is the reason, if you see any animal, any species of animal, starting from the origin of that particular species till today, you will find that that particular species of animal has not changed the food habit. Whether that cow is in India or in any other part of the world, it's the same thing. The elephants is the same, what have been eating from the first elephant on the earth. The tiger is eating the same thing. Tiger will not go eating grass. But if you look into the human being, because human being has got this analyzing and comparing, imaging, all these things are there in the human self. So human beings do lot of images. So we have done a lot of images, and as a result of these images, we eat those things which we are supposed to eat, and we also eat those things which we are not supposed to eat. Right? Let's take this potato. We make potato with hundreds of different varieties of potatoes. Only eating potatoes is not enough for the human being these days, but the garnishing of the potato is also required. Right? Why all these things is happening? Because this imaging is there. This imaging is there. This analyzing is there. The comparing is there. There are many animals and the birds, right, also construct their house, their shelter. But did you see that they are trying to have a different technique in the construction of the house? No. Or the same? Same, right? Look at the human being. Every house is different design. Different interior, different exterior. Why this? Because the imaging is there. So human self has got the higher self, right? In the human self, it's possibility of realizing the higher part of the self and the highest part of the self. That's the reason human being has got this potential of understanding, the potential of knowing. This is activity column. Is this clear? Are you able to see a very distinct difference between each of these four orders? Very clear difference. Okay? Now let us look into the innateness. Innate, which is always there. Innate, which means it is always there. The inbuilt nature is called innateness. What is the innateness of physical existence? What is happening in the physical order? The formation and deformation is happening as an activity, but the existence is always there. There's a tree today, like wood. We're taking an example of the physical. There's a wood. You burn this wood, what will happen? Ash. But the existence is there or not? Changing the form, but the existence is there. You put this ash into the water, it will take a different form, but the existence is there. So if you look into the physical order, the existence is there. Exist is a reality. Exist in a definite order. Is this okay? Okay. Let us move to the bio order. What is the innateness of bio? Existence is there, plus growth is there. Existence is there, plus growth is there. Take this exercise. Okay, do this exercise to understand whether there is a growth in physical order or not, and there is growth in bio order or not. You know, take a bundle of 500 rupees note and take bundle of rice seed. Okay, and put all the both these, a bundle of 500 rupees and bundle of rice seeds on the soil, and let's wait for the 6 months. See what will grow. What will grow? In fact, that bundle of 500 will decay. Right? There is possibility that those 500, they will start rotting things, you know, rusting things, all these things, they will start decaying, but this seed will grow. So the bio order has got growth. Right? The bio order has got growth. Look into the innateness of animal. Existence and the growth is there in the body of an animal. You see the growth in the body of an animal? Yes. Very good. You see the growth in the body of bird? Yes. Okay. You see the existence of animal and bird? Yes. Yes. Very good. In the self, the innateness of animal self, that animal has a will to live. animal does not want to die. Animal has a will to live. That's the reason you would not see any animal committing suicides. You will not see it. Why? Because animal wants to live. The self of an animal wants to live. So that is the innateness of animal order. Is this okay? Can I move to the human being now? Okay, look at the innateness of human being. The existence and the growth is in the body. The innateness of human being is human self has a will to live with continuity of happiness. So we just don't want to live, but we want to live with the happiness, and if that happiness is not there, we commit suicide. For the animal, the survival is important, the most important. For us, only survival is not important. For us, survival and the living, both these things are important. Okay? And this innateness of a human being, the willingness, the will to live with the continuous happiness and prosperity, this can be fulfilled with this right understanding and right feeling. So this is the innateness of each of this order. Is this okay? Any question?
So in your bio order, you have to say if you are drop 500 note in your ear, it will be decay. Suppose instead of you are putting ear, you have to invest gold or some other thing. So definitely this 50,000 could be increased to 55. So the example is correct. That is process. Sir, in your bio order example, sir, so you have to say if you are putting seeds in your earth, so it definitely the seed will be grow. So if you are putting your money in the sand, okay, so it definitely it will be decay. Suppose instead of you are putting sand, or if you are invest share market or gold, definitely the money will be grow, sir.
Okay.
Either it will be increased or decreased, whatever may be the situation.
Yeah, let us see.
The example is right or?
Yeah, let's see this example, okay?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Let us see this example. This 500 bundle is like 1 lakh rupee, okay? Today you are converting that 1 lakh rupee into gold. So how much gold you can buy in 1 lakh rupee? 16 grams. Okay, 16 grams. Keep this 16 gram gold in your cupboard. Open the cupboard after 10 years. Will that be a 17 grams? The gold is not growing. Wait a minute. Wait. This is what our whole confusion is, because I am the body and the money is everything. Right? This is our whole confusion. Right? The price may get increased, but not the value. The price may get increased, but not the value, because price is the man-made system. Value is a natural system. Okay? Let me give an example of this. What is the price of potato? 1 kg? 40 rupees. 40 rupees. What is the value of potato? Nurturing the human body. Correct? Nurturing the human body. This is the value. Price is only 40 rupees. What's the price of a dress? Let's say 1,000 rupees. Right? 1,000 rupees is the price of a dress. What is the value of a dress? Protecting the human body. Correct? What is the price of a gold? 55,000? Yeah. Let us say 55,000. What is the value of gold? What is the value of gold? What's the value of gold? That's the price, madam. See, I'm simply asking what is the value of gold?
The value of money, sir. That is the value of money. So how much?
That's it. See, that's where I'm coming, right? What is the value of gold?
Value of money. Value of, in terms of money, sir. In terms of
Okay, very good. The gold protect. Yeah, very nice. Thank you. I got your input. You know, though the other were making noise, but I wait a minute. Let me respond. I'll come to you. Just give me. Okay. Gold protect your body, right?
Bhaiya, one more,
Yes,
Bhaiya.
let me take. I'm
Bhaiya,
responding.
shall I, Bhaiya?
No, I'm responding to him.
Yes, Bhaiya, yes, Bhaiya.
I'm responding to him. I can respond to only one by one, right?
Yes.
Gold protect the body, right?
Yes.
Just have 2 kg of gold on your body and go on the street. Let's see whether it will protect or it will not protect.
No.
Do these things. Do this experiment. Do this experiment.
No, sir. It's
See,
what I want to say just one simple example, sir. King, suppose why he used to wear crown means it is we should protect his brain. Okay, indirectly or directly. If king brain is not working properly, entire kingdom will spoil. In that way it is. Not only that, even we are protecting our things even by wearing jewelry. That is what, in that way only I am saying it is.
That is the reason I'm asking, we have so much of assumption, right? If a crown can protect the brain, if the crown can help in development of the brain, then each one of us will put the crown. No, why do we have to go to the schools? Stay at home, put the gold crown, finish. Anyway, how much money we are spending on the school education and university education? We can buy a crown, right? Easily we can buy a crown. See, this is very important. We have assumptions, we have our perceptions, we have our preconditioning. Let us look into the reality. What is the reality? When we say value means the participation of any unit into the larger order. This potato is such a small order, bio order, but that bio order potato is participating into the nourishment of the human order, right? Participating into the larger order. So the participation is the value, and there is always difference between price and the value. So what you all are talking about is price. That is fine. The price of share in the market may go and ups and down. That's okay, right? It's a very simple question. I'm asking again. Money, okay? What is the value of money? See, what is the value? Yeah, what is the value of money? If I am not able to produce, then I do the transaction with the money. But if I produce, the money is required, right? Because I don't need money. I don't eat money, right? We don't eat money. I'm not wearing money. I'm wearing cloth, right? The cloth is required, and this cloth can be produced, the cloth can be made without involving money into it. See, the money economy is very new economy. It's just 300 years old. Just 300 years old. But the human race has started from minimum 25,000-30,000 years old. So in the long history of 25,000 years, there are only 300 years, this money economy. The rest all years, the people lived like you, people lived like me, without having money, because everybody was producing, and everybody was exchanging. Do you have any idea that was there any unemployment before the introduction of modern education in India? No. There was no unemployment. Before introduction of modern education in India, there was no unemployment because every single human being was employed, self-employed. They had skills, they had technique. They were using their skills and technique to produce their required physical facility and to exchange their required physical facility with the feeling of relationship. All this unemployment has started with modern education only, because what we have taken to the education, that education institute is a factory to create an employee. That is the only purpose of education. What? You put your children in the education, they will get a job and they will get an employment. This is not the purpose of education. This may be one of the purpose of education, but this is a very small purpose of education. The larger purpose of education is to help human beings in understanding its innateness, that I want to live happily every moment, and to help human being to development of this right understanding and right feeling. If this is happening, this is the role of education, right? This is the value of education. This is the value of education. What is the value of education? The value of education is to participate in the transformation of human being. That's the value. Let us look into the inheritance. Inheritance of each of this order, right? When you look into the inheritance of physical, that it is constitution based, right? The physical order is based on the constitution or not? Yes. Okay. How about the bio? Seed based. Mango seed, mango tree. Apple seed, apple tree. You sow rice, rice will come. It's a seed based. Animal, breed. Correct? So the inheritance of animal is breed based. Tell me, the human being, is it constitution based? Which means the constitution of the body? No. So what all we talk about, the genetic structures, genetic factors, hormones, gene, this is all body. It has a role, limited role with the body only. Is human beings inheritance is based on the seed? Is human beings inheritance is based on the breed? That a human being belongs to a particular breed and all those human beings behave the same? Is there any single example? Is there any single example of a small race, big small community, big community, that all the people of that community are same in terms of behavior? But if you look into elephants, you will find that all these elephants are same into the behavior. Why? Because the conduct is based on the breed. The conduct, the inheritance of human being is based on the education and sanskar. That is the reason the two twins born out of the womb of the same mother with a difference of few seconds only, you will find that the one is totally different than the other. In terms of the thinking, in terms of the behavior, in terms of feeling. Why these things happen? These things happen because both of them, they have different sets of sanskar. So whatever the set of sanskar you have, according to you receive the education. Any question here?
So now I got an idea for bio order and animal order, why they can't imagine or why they can't analyze means their range is different from human range.
No bio order, no bio order, only animal order.
Ah yes, animal order. And even birds and these things if you are. Their visible range is different. They cannot see like our range. And maybe all in other aspects, their range is different from us. That's what they are unable to imagine or they are unable to analyze. That might be the reason, sir.
Yeah, that's the development of the self. The self has only assumptions in animals and birds. But the human self has got analyzing, imaging, and the potential of knowing.
Sir, actually, this inheritance of humans are decided by education and sanskar. All right. So, do you feel it with a newborn baby?
Yeah, see.
Sir, do we, sir?
Yeah, see, how many of you spend a good amount of time with the children? Children like from newly born to the 1 year or 5 years. A good amount of time. Not only one child, but the children I'm saying. 3, 4 children. Right? Okay. This many of you have seen. Correct? What you see that when the baby, a human baby, take the birth, is that baby is an empty slate or the baby comes along with some sanskar?
Actually,
have you interacted with baby? You'll find that the 4 years, 5 years, 6 years babies sometimes have more clarity than you. Yes. There are lots of examples. There are a lot of examples. I mean, these are not the stories, right? These are not the stories, but there are lots of examples. One of the example, I read it on the internet, right? And on a very authentic website. What that example is, one person born in France, right? The parents are French. The parents had never been to India. Look at, the parents had never been to India. They are pure French. This couple give birth to a baby. Now that baby is also French. Correct? But then baby was speaking a different language. And none of the people around them, they understand that language. What language is this? And they started exploring which language this baby speaks. Do you know which language that baby was speaking? It was Tamil. It was a Tamil language that baby was speaking. Look into yourself, okay? Don't believe these things. Don't believe on any one of these things. But, wait a minute. Wait. Interacting. Srivastav ji? Yeah. Because otherwise, you will miss the things. Do direct observation within your own self. Right? Within your own self. Does it happens with some of you people, or maybe each one of you, if you are able to look within with the clarity, that sometimes or often, there is possibility that often also, either the sometimes or often, you see some place, you see some people, you see some sort of script, you see some sort of trees, you see some sort of palaces, you see some sort of mountains, which you had never seen in this bodily journey. Neither in any types of picture, in any types of film, in any types of magazine, in anywhere. You didn't have any sort of such sort of exposure, but that sort of pictures, that sort of scripts comes in your imagination. Keep it open. Okay, keep it open. If that stuff is there in your imagination, then from where that input you have received. Because to get that input, you have to have some sort of exposure to the external world. If there is no, the sensations gives the input to the imagination, right? So your sensory organs must have to have in the contact, then only you get these inputs. I'll tell you third thing. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just trying to make you understand that the sanskar we carry continuously, the self is continuous. When a newly born baby is, taking birth, the newly born baby is the coexistence of self and the body. So the two bodies, the mother and the father's body is giving birth to the another body. But that body is not the human being. It's only the body. When the self gets disconnected with the body, do you say that human being? What do you say? It's the body, right? In that one particular second, when the self gets disconnected and disassociated with the human being, immediately you start saying that this is the body. Immediately, you don't refer, like you don't say this is a human being. You say this is the body only. Why? Because the self got disconnected, right? Self got disconnected. There are number of examples. There are number of examples where you will find at the bodily journey, at the age, like very young age, 12 years, 16 years, 20 years, 25 years, at such a young age of the body, the people have reached to the state of unrealization. There are a number of examples you will see. At the age of 15 of the body, if someone is reaching to the state of unrealization, which means the state of completeness of this right understanding, what do you think that it's only the 15 years journey or the long journey before the 15 years? You start comparing within yourself now. Can you develop to that state in next 15 years? So lots of things are there around us. We need to just observe and draw certain sort of conclusion, and then we'll be able to see that the human inheritance is based on the education and sanskar. So this sanskar is from one generation to the next generation. The one generation and the next generation of whom? The one generation and the next generation of the self only. Right? I'm in this generation. I'm going to go in the next generation. Correct? I'm going to go in the next generation till I complete my journey. Till I reaches to the completeness of right understanding and right feeling within me. Till I reach to the state of love. Till I express my love with every single unit, with compassion every moment, unconditionally and continuously. Right? So it is next generation of whom? It's my next generation. I am doing something for the nature. Why I am doing something for the nature? Because when I will come back, I need to have a pure air, a pure water. Why do we have this aspiration of harmonious society? We have an aspiration of harmonious society because this and the next and all those things to come, journey to come, I want to live in a peaceful environment. So that's the reason, we have this aspiration of harmonious society. We'll talk about it, we'll elaborate all these things in depth, detail, in length. Tomorrow morning we'll come back. So the innateness of human being is the education and, it is based on the education and sanskar. So this human education and sanskar we need to ensure. Once this is get ensured, this will develop the right understanding and right feeling. This will help in development of continuous happiness and prosperity within, and this get transferred to the next generation. So this how we will be able to form the human traditions. Okay? So we need to stop here because the time is not there. Tomorrow morning when we'll come up, there are two important discussions are left. Number one, concluding this part, and the next, we are talking about the nature, but the next important question is where the nature is. Okay? So that ultimate reality that we'll discuss tomorrow morning. Thank you so much.